Tell me when we're...
Always look here.
Yep.
This is where you're first.
Yep. Are we started already? What about the women folk?
Oh, that's okay. I think you're good. You're live.
I'm live.
Yeah.
Live in living color. It's Coffee with the Goose live as we talk about, well, pretty much anything you want to talk about. How's that? Hey, we're open. It's open season. But of course, we have to start, even if it is live, with live coffee. My coffee, as you know, we're going with the Cooper the dog version of coffee here. Coffee, very strong, like my opinion. Got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. Okay, good deal. Now, if you hear a little background noise, don't worry. It's the people who are really in charge here. It's not me and it's not Jude, okay? And you know who it is. It's our beautiful wives, Raquel and Tang. And what are they up to? Well, whatever they want to be up to. No, what they're up to, no surprise to Jude or I, or to, if you're married, this shouldn't be a surprise at all. The minute we found out that Manny Pacquiao was going to fight Errol Spence in Vegas on August 21st, our wives got to work right away, and they're setting up hotel rooms and flights and God knows what else. So, yeah, we're very excited about this. And what's that?
Mark.
All right, Mark. What's up, Mark? Good to have you with us from the Philippines. All right. By the way, I've got a little bit of a different shirt on. I told Jude, my producer, that it's Zambo Angus. That's the beef that they serve in Zambo, right? I know it's Zamboanga. I know. Just having fun. Anyhow, Mark, good to have you with me. And if you have any questions, any comments, bring it on. We're ready. Nice jacket. Yes, I like this. We've had it for a few years now. And sweetheart, where did we get this? Was this Manila or in Cebu?
I think in Cebu.
Cebu City, yeah. So yeah, it's the real deal, and it's good luck, right? Anything the wife buys you for you is good luck. Yeah. So anyhow, Pinoys love you, and I tell you what, I'm before we get into really into the boxing news, I'll share with you not the long story, but the first time I set foot in the Philippines, which was almost 20 years ago. Instantly fell in love with it. The culture, the weather, of course, and it's the rest is history. Okay, mabuhay from Magdalo. Good to have you here as well. Come on now, what's that? Magdala. I knew that. I was just testing you. We've already recorded a few shows after the announcement of the Pacquiao Crawford. Sorry, not Crawford. Errol Spence Jr. I'll get it soon. The fight coming up in August, and we're really excited. All of Manny Pacquiao's fights they're more than just fights, as you know. They're events. It's the game plan. It's debating who's going to win. It's everything right up to right up to the ring appearance and the weigh-in and all that. It's just very exciting. Anyhow, Mayweather will fight a BTS member. Yeah, poor Floyd. Floyd, contrary to what some of you people may think, we don't hate Floyd Mayweather. We don't. We don't have any hatred in us. I just don't like the way he fights. And some of his personal activities I'm not real fond of, but who am I? I got my own issues. I'm a sinner too, right? But we'll pick on Floyd a little bit. He wants attention, and he deserves it. He's a Hall of Famer. He's not the best ever, in my humble opinion, but and here he's at it again, not fighting a real fighter. He's and I'm not even going to mention this schmuck's name, this YouTuber, this former Disney star. It's just another joke exhibition from Floyd. So we're not going to get into that. Shout out from Cebu. Yes, that's our Raquel's home island. And okay, let's get into some of your comments. What does it take to make a good matchup in boxing? Well, first of all, you have to have two opponents who are very good at what they do, and they have to have a good fan base. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good crowd or a good pay-per-view crowd, and that's what it's all about. It's all about money, and that is why Terrence Crawford was not the guy, unfortunately. And Bob Arum, his promoter over at Top Rank, admitted it. He said, "I'm not going to waste my money on a Terrence Crawford Manny Pacquiao fight because it's a losing battle for him." And that's why you have Spence and Pacquiao about to do battle. And this is exciting because I think most people agree this is the biggest fight to happen in several years, at least the biggest fight of this year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Why do they hate Asians? I have no idea. We talked about racism and how everybody has it in them. Racism is not the sole proprietor of evil white people, right? Asians hate other Asians. Blacks hate. We all have that little bit of animosity in us, and it's something we all need to fight.
He's got that interesting question. You think
What's that?
if he defeats Spence, will he get the credit?
He should. Yeah, Manny should have it already. We've already, with his accomplishments, nobody has done even close to what Pacquiao's done in his career. He has fought, and I want to clear something up for you guys who want to take me on. Bring it on. I'm a big boy. I can handle the pins and needles, right, and your arrows. Floyd Mayweather claims that he holds the record for most victories over world champion opponents. It is true, but there's a caveat there. Manny has more. He hasn't. The difference is Manny has more victories over world champion opponents because he's fought more rematches. So Manny already holds that record, which is 26, by the way. 26 victories over world champion opponents, and maybe 27, you never know, coming up in August. Talasay, yes. Cebu, very excited, and we're looking forward to going back there. Yes, Jude?
Magdalo Magdiwang asks, Goose, aren't you a little bit scared for Manny?
No. That's part of the game. It's fighting. You run that risk, and Manny knows it. He's been a victim of knockouts 4 times now. 3 early in his career, but they all count. And then the Juan Manuel Marquez knockout. And it's funny when you mention the Marquez knockout. That was, I believe, 9 years ago, 2012. And they say, the people who seem to hang on to that are people who hate Manny. Hate Manny Pacquiao for some reason. Pacquiao opponents and Pacquiao himself has let go of that. That's ancient history, and it's part of the game. Again, you win, you lose, you get up, and what makes a champion is getting up after getting knocked down or knocked out and continuing the fight. So, I've heard it said that some boxers are afraid when they get in the ring. No, all of them have some fear when they get in the ring. They should, or they shouldn't be there, because you have to acknowledge the other guy's out to knock you out. And like I tell my son, who's into kickboxing now, so beware. Even when you win, you get punched in the face 100 times. So it's a nasty sport. Yes, sir.
Sugar Daddy asks, Goose, does Manny have stamina to last 12 rounds?
Good point. I just wrote a bunch of notes for a show we're going to record here later tonight. And you can talk about tactics and speed and weaknesses and strength and all that stuff. But I think the one key that the Pacquiao team has to keep in mind, and those of us who are fans, is does he have the stamina? Because he's 42. I think he still has the power, still has the speed, still has the great footwork and quickness. But, at 42, can he hang deep into the championship rounds? I don't know. We'll see. I think Crawford, here I go again. Spence, well, that's a compliment to Crawford that I mentioned his name, but I don't think Spence is a guy who's going to bring a lot of different footwork at you. So maybe we won't have to worry about that. But I think you're right. That's a very intelligent question. Stamina is a big part of this for Manny. Yep.
Try First asks, is Spence flat-footed?
No, No, he's just not. Doesn't have the footwork or foot speed that Pacquiao does. Spence has an entire game. He has weaknesses just like all of them have, and even Manny has some weaknesses. But don't underestimate him in any way. He is a true champion and a very, very tough customer. But he's not flat-footed, but he does not have the foot speed that Pacquiao does, and very few people do, for that matter.
Shout out to Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Yeah, shout out to Rain Man.
Okay.
And Nancy and Ishmael.
Good to have you guys with me. Always a pleasure. What else you got here? Manny is president of the Philippines. No, you talk about a dirty sport. Boxing ain't got nothing on politics. Don't ever predict. And all I have to do is look back a few months in the United States. Don't ever assume anything in politics. It's a very, very dirty game and corrupt game. Now, wish Manny all the best in his political career, but I don't know. And I don't get into Filipino politics. That's too much for me. No, too much for me. Who's the better boxer? De La Hoya or Spence? De La Hoya, there's no question. In his prime, I think, yeah. De La Hoya, a lot of people think he beat Floyd Mayweather. But that was went right down to the wire. By the way, Oscar says Manny will beat Errol Spence Jr. So, but Oscar De La Hoya, one of the greats of all time, and Manny made him retire. But I think he had better skills than Errol Spence. Of course, Spence could prove us all wrong in August, right? Aside from this is from Franz P. Aside from Manny's stamina, I'm confident about Manny's experience and abilities. Absolutely. He's, as great as he is, people still don't realize how smart this man is. He makes adjustments for each and every opponent. We saw it with the Keith Thurman fight, his last victory. People underestimate Manny's defensive ability. He's a very intelligent fighter, and he has a different game plan for every opponent. And he sees in Freddie Roach and Justin Fortune and Boo Boy, they all see something lacking in Spence's skill set. So they see a possible victory. Yep.
William Villanueva asks, what can you say about Pacquiao fighting another southpaw? That's
another. I have the most intelligent viewers on YouTube. I'm telling you, there's another great point. I can't remember the last time I saw, I'm sure there was, I just can't remember, two southpaws go at it. And as you guys know, that's a great advantage. I'm left-handed. And when I play basketball, I'll admit it's an advantage. And I don't realize how tough it is to play against a left-hander until I play against another left-hander. I'm like, oh, hold it now. I'm used to going up and challenge a shot this way. It's got to be that it throws your thinking for a loop. And you know how it is with sports, any sport. Once your opponent gets the psychological advantage and they know you're a little confused and uncomfortable, they go in for the kill. So it's going to be interesting. Manny, just with his experience, overwhelming experience, he's fought many left-handers. I don't know how many Spence has. So that's another great point, and we'll study that a little more as the fight draws closer. Yep.
John Powell asks, Spence's chin is not yet checked. The car accident makes his chin targeted by Pacquiao.
Here we go again. You guys, this is 3 great questions. You don't see these comments anywhere else on YouTube. You guys are very, very smart. And again, I was entered my mind earlier tonight as I was trying to come up with some subjects to talk about with this upcoming fight. Spence earned my respect, real respect, when he beat Sean Porter. That was a man's man. That was a fight between 2 men. Check your wussy card at the door. That was brutal. So Spence can handle a slugfest. But after the accident, which was brutal, I still don't know how he survived it, partly because he was drunk. Isn't that strange? He didn't break any bones, but he had facial injuries, including teeth. And the only fight he has taken on since the accident was Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia of 2020 is not the Danny Garcia of old. Great fighter, but he's not a he doesn't have that punching power, or he's not doesn't have the knockout power that he used to. So I don't think Spence has really been tested. You're right, and here again, people underestimate Pacquiao's power. He's speed. I was just looking this up too tonight. Speed, strength versus power. Power is speed, your quickness. It's strength plus. That's what Pacquiao has. He has power, and he'll sneak in those powerful punches on you. And we'll find out fairly early, because he's going to get his shots in on Spence. Spence is going to be tested. We'll see if he's able to handle, serious punching power early in the fight. We'll see. This could be a great fight. Yeah.
Winged Tracy asked, fighting in Vegas can be a problem, you think, with judges?
It can be, yeah, and we've seen it on more than one occasion with Manny. We saw it the first Bradley fight. That was an out-and-out robbery. And we saw it during his last fight with Keith Thurman. One of those judges said Thurman won. Again, I mean, please. Pacquiao had a 10-8 round with a knockdown in the first round. And I believe the 10th round where he hit him hard with that body shot, that should have been a 10-8 round. I don't know how any judge in his right mind would have given Thurman that fight. So I don't know. We'll see. It's you know what? This fight may not go the distance either. Keep that in mind. These are two very skilled and very powerful fighters. You never know how it's going to end. Coffee with the Goose, by the way, live. So glad you guys are joining me. This is I was very pleasantly surprised to see how quickly we got all you guys on board and asking questions. And Jude, here's one that got my attention. Angles will be a problem for Spence. Absolutely. That's one of Manny's strong points. He's here. No, he's not. He's there. Whoa, where'd that punch come from? He's a two-handed fighter with foot speed and a game plan, and he knows your weakness. And Spence, this is going to be a test. We talked about his chin, but I think more than anything, this is going to be a test for Spence's ring intelligence, his ring IQ, because you can't prepare for Manny. You can't get a sparring partner to mimic what Manny Pacquiao does. You better be on your toes immediately.
On that note, MC asks, do you think Spence has ever fought a very high level like Manny?
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah. And that's what makes this an exciting fight. I don't have his resume in front of me right now, but Spence has fought several champions. He's fought almost all the big dogs in the welterweight division, with the exception of Crawford and Thurman. Though I think those are the only two. Everybody else he's fought. Spence is a proven quality in the ring. So he is absolutely a fearsome, very capable opponent. Yep.
Pema asks, is Manny fighting for money or legacy?
Yeah, legacy. Tang, Jude's wife, just reminded us before the show, and I had to correct her. I had to laugh at this. She said, Manny's net worth is $226 million. And I had to throw in, of course, being the smart aleck I am. I said, no, Jinky's net worth is $226 million. Manny ain't got nothing. But no, you're right. He's fighting for legacy. The money's there, and there's another reason why we love this guy, is what he does with the money. It's not all about me. Look at what I own. It's about me. Look how I'm doing the Lord's work and helping the down and out and people who don't have what I have. So yeah, it's legacy, no doubt. He knows that the end's coming very soon. This might be the last one. You never know. I hope not. What else you got there, Jude?
So far, just shout outs, but
Yep.
Go riff about anything.
Yeah. I got another show we're going to record here pretty soon, and another one that we're going to release in the next day or two. Oh, by the way, Nonito Donaire is going to fight tomorrow night. There's another great Hall of Famer Filipino fighter who's going to retire here pretty soon. And wow, what an amazing career he has had. And I'm sorry I don't have all the details about tomorrow's fight in front of me, but there's a Hall of Famer who doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. Nonito Donaire has been a champion for many, many years. A smart guy, a good guy, and one of those, a lot like Manny, one of those celebrities you can bring your kids and say, hey, look, here's a good example. Here's how you should live. You know, a very respectable guy.
Stanley asks, Spence will withdraw if Pacquiao will not do Olympic drug testing.
Now I'm not giving you a hard time, Jude. This drives me crazy. And we see a couple of YouTubers jumping on this too. I could put it to rest very easily, very simply. Manny Pacquiao, for 25 years of boxing, has never tested positive for any performance-enhancing drug, steroids, you name it, any of them. And a few months after he lost to Pacquiao, Keith Thurman said, well, I don't know what he was on. Keith, Manny Pacquiao was already signed up for VADA drug testing before that fight, so that was all on the up and up. Get out of here with this talk about Manny Pacquiao being on PEDs. It's never happened. He's never tested positive. And then you get people who say, well, just because he hasn't been caught doesn't mean he hasn't do it. Stop with this, Acknowledge the guy's greatness and stop with these rumors. He's never tested positive. So if he's done it, he's pretty smart.
Here's a good question. Yeah. JW Gamebox asks, what coffee do you got right now?
What kind of coffee I got, sweetheart? Wink, wink. It's a Nescafe. There you go. No, we got it. See, you're doubting me. See? There you go. See? Don't ever. Yes. Am I going to get some money off of this?
Shameless plug for Tropical.
Guess I better start drinking that since we have it, right? No, I drink whatever. I'm drinking for the drug. It's the caffeine, I'll admit. I'm an addict. Let's see. What's this? You're going, no doubt. What will happen? You got me. You're too quick with me on that. When no one dares to call his name. He is a master fighter with his knowledge. Yeah. And again, a reminder about the full arsenal that Pacquiao brings. And when we're done with this show, feel free to go find a replay of, or any of his fights for that matter, but especially his last one. All the trash talking that Thurman did. And he was a championship fighter. I mean, got nothing against him. Talking trash about Pacquiao. When Manny got in the ring and they stood there right before the fight, and the referee is saying, okay, this is a low blow, don't hit, blah, 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 blah. Keith Thurman, with Manny right in front of him, is looking down. He's looking everywhere but at Manny. And Manny's got the death stare on him. I've got you, boy. You're in trouble. You're in heap big trouble. And he was. Manny is intimidating without saying a word. He's a very, very scary force in the ring. Yeah.
Kentura Oretnek asks, if Pac wins, would it end the argument on who is the best fighter ever? Just a rivalry between Pac and Mayweather.
Yeah, great point. And this is something I discussed with one of my viewers earlier today. And first of all, I love discussing things. I don't argue and call names and, call somebody an idiot or anything like that. We just, when you have different opinions, that's the fun part of this. I'll give you an example. If you say, well, Mayweather beat him, so he's better, right? Well, okay, great point. Hard to argue against that. But look at this. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest ever, he beat George Foreman. George Foreman knocked out two guys, one of them twice, two guys who beat Muhammad Ali. So it's, it's always fun to debate. You know, I'm of the opinion, and I'm not going to get into the Mayweather fight and how frustrating that was. I respect Floyd's ability in the ring, great champion. I'm of the opinion that Manny's better for several reasons. He has beat more champions, won titles in more weight classes. He's still a champion at the age of 42, and I think the WBA is going to give him that belt back before the Spence fight. So I think it's Manny even before this fight. Yeah.
Mark Descalzo is saying that odds is crazy. Pacquiao is plus 300 and Spence is minus 400. Any thoughts?
What was that again? You lost me.
The odds are crazy. Pacquiao is plus 300 and Spence is minus 400. Any thoughts?
And I'm not much of a gambling man. I think that means that Spence is the overwhelming favorite. It's not even close. Manny doesn't even deserve to be in the same building as him, you know. But we've seen this before. As we get closer to fight night, the odds will narrow, and it'll be a 50-50 fight, I think.
All right, Dennis is asking for a shout out for his pretty wife, EI.
EI, what's up, EI? Ennis is the man, by the way. You got a good man.
Okay,
So stick with him.
So
I know you will.
Do the plugs.
Yep. All right. 2 minutes ago, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks you guys for and you ladies for joining me on such short notice here tonight. I really appreciate it. My great partner and producer Jude, none of this wouldn't be able to do the show without him. So always a shout out to Jude. We enjoy doing the show. We've been doing it for a couple of years now, and never imagined it'd be so popular. We're over 55,000 subscribers now, and it's just all in fun. We try and stay respectful and try and do our homework, and we try and talk about things that you guys are interested in. We've talked about a lot of different subjects over the last couple of years, everything from Filipino nurses to the Filipino politics, but I knew to get out of that right away. And everything from cooking to coffee to camping. But what you guys want to talk about now is boxing, and it's Manny Pacquiao. And so we love it. So that's what we'll keep doing for a while, whatever you guys want to talk about. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And for my producer, Jude, I am the Goose. We'll talk to you again soon. All right. You guys take care. Cool. Thanks, Jude.